Texas Holdem, a game of wits, skill, the ability to read people, and to have the guts to tell a cold lie straight to someone's face. Would you be willing to risk it all on a simple bluff? In this video, we'll go over the basic rules of Texas Holdem and teach you how to play the Cadillac of poker. This is a game that will only take minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. If you are new to poker or have many years of experience, Texas Holdem is a game that is fun at any level or age. To get started, open your case and let's get familiar with the tools of the game. In the case, there will be a deck of playing cards, poker chips, and a dealer button. I'll explain what the dealer button is in just a moment, but first, let's set up your chips. Choosing the dollar amount for each color is up to you. For example, we'll be using denominations of 25, 50, 100, and 500. Make sure every player starts out with the same amount of currency. Included in your set, there's a hand strength sheet that explains the strength of each hand and what they're called. Let's go over them in more detail from lowest to highest hand. The lowest hand you can have is called a high card. Let me explain. If you're not able to make a hand out of your 5 cards, then the highest card in your hand is called the high card. Next, a pair. That's 2 cards of the same value, like 2 queens. Then there's 2 pair. That's 2 sets of a pair. 2 threes and 2 eights perhaps. 3 of a kind is 3 cards that are of the same value, like 3 fours. A straight is 5 cards that are in numerical order such as 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack. A flush is 5 cards of the same suit, whether it's hearts, diamonds, spades, or clubs. Next is the full house, which is 3 of a kind and a pair in the same hand. For example, 3 kings and perhaps 2 aces. 4 of a kind is 4 cards of the same value, such as 4 twos. The straight flush is 5 cards of the same suit in numerical order such as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of diamonds. And finally, the highest hand there is in poker is the royal flush. The royal flush is 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace of the same suit. Now that everyone has their chips and we know what the hand strengths are, we're almost ready to play. But first, we need to figure out who the dealer's going to be. To do this, spread the cards face down on the table. Everyone picks 1 card. The player with the highest card wins the dealer button. If there's a tie for the highest card, the players who tied redraw from the deck again until there's a winner. The dealer button is placed in front of that player. The next step is your blinds. These are 2 blinds that need to be posted at the beginning of every new hand. What are blinds? Blinds are your ante in Texas Holdem. The small blind is always half of the big blind, and the big blind is the minimum bet required to play. Most common starting blinds are 25 for the small blind and 50 for the big blind. These blinds are always posted before the deal begins. The person directly to the dealer's left is the small blind. The next person to the left is the big blind. Now your hand can start. The dealer deals to the small blind first and then continues clockwise around the table, dealing to himself last. Every player is dealt 2 cards face down. These are called pocket cards. The action or first move falls on the player to the left of the big blind. They can either bet, which means equaling the bet of the big blind, raise, which means you want to increase the amount over the existing bet, or fold or muck your cards, which means to discard your hand completely. Now the betting continues around the table clockwise. Once it reaches the big blind, they can choose to check, which means to leave the bet where it is, or raise. If the big blind decides to raise, then you go around the table again till the bet is the same around the table for all players. After the betting is completed, 3 cards are dealt face up in the center of the table. The first 3 cards in Texas Holdem are called the flop. These cards are community cards, meaning everyone can and will use them in combination with their own pocket cards to make the best hand possible. From the flop on, betting begins with the player to the dealer's left, who can check, which means to pass on the betting to the next person, but you still wish to stay in the hand, or they can bet. A 4th card is dealt face up. This is called 4th Street or the turn card. Another round of betting. The final card is dealt face up. This card is called Fifth Street or the River. And now the final round of betting occurs. The remaining players show their cards, and the person who can make the best hand by combining their pocket cards with the community cards on the board wins. Keep in mind, in some rare cases, the people left in the hand tie, ending up with identical hands or hands of the same strength. In this case, everyone left in the hand divides up the pot evenly. And now you know how to play Texas Hold'em. If there are any other poker games you'd like to learn, go to jjonesproductions.com. From the J. Jones Production website, you can order any of the thousands of poker sets available, watch video tips made by real poker champs from the World Poker Tour, or purchase any of the how-to videos on any poker game you'd like to learn. Thank you again for purchasing my first poker set, and remember, anyone can play poker. All you need is a chip and a chair. Good luck.
Know when to fold, when to fold up. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Count your money. Sitting at the table. Time enough for counting. When the dealing's done.